Hey guys, hey, come on in here. Come on in here, talk to me. You know I ain't got nobody to talk to. You know I need somebody to talk to. Seriously, let me be serious. It's hard for me to be serious, but let me be serious. I've been wanting to do this video for some time now. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm nerve-sighted. Um, but I really wanted to do this video, and today's the day. Now is the time, honey. Um, but first, I have a really bad habit of not telling y'all who I am. And you don't know me. You don't know me. So let me introduce myself. Hello. For those who may not know me or may be new to my channel. Hi, how you doing? How you doing, girl? My name is Tony, and this is my channel, BlackMomAbroad. And on this channel, I speak with transparency, and I attempt to be my most authentic self, whether it looks good, bad, ugly, indifferent, whatever. Um, my goal is to be relatable, right? My goal is to tell you things that you need and will actually use. And so welcome. I recently quit my 9 to 5 toxic job, obtained my 4 year residency, and left the United States, and I have not looked back since. I did it as a single mother with my children, and I just want to put it out there that you can do it too. You can do it too. And so that brings me to this title of this particular video. Why I believe every black woman should get their Mexican residency. Why every black person, man, woman, child, should get their Mexican residency. Why is it important? Why do I feel like it's important? Well, first, y'all, let me start off by saying I believe that Mexican residency is, compared to other countries, is relatively easy to obtain still today. And I want you to understand that when you hear certain things on the media and hear certain things on TV, on Instagram, social media platforms, don't immediately count yourself out, because a lot of those things are propaganda, and they are put there, like strategically placed there, so that it can insert doubt into your mind, and you can be like, oh no, it's not for me, it's too hard, but what happened to this person, what happened to that person, da, 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 da. What I will tell you is that what I have learned through this journey of moving abroad and talking to different people and listening to different stories is that everybody's story is different. And just because Jocelyn had 18,000 things happen on her journey to get Mexican residency, number one, that doesn't mean that she didn't get it. And number two, that doesn't mean that that's how your story is going to end up. So I give people this information. I talk to people about this opportunity, not because I'm trying to scare you off, or say or point out the negative things. No, I never want anybody to be discouraged about doing something new and different, right? I just really want you to have more knowledge. And I don't want you to have to kind of sift through it, because sometimes that takes time, attention, focus. And what I will always say is that if I can help a single black mother decrease the amount of time that she needs to sit down, do the planning, do the math, do the research, then I have done her justice. I have done her justice. So I say that to say that Mexico is still relatively very easy to obtain residency. There are countries that just give you a hard way to go. The logistics is hard. You have to have a certain amount of money in the bank stacked up, not just there, not like you have a rich buddy and you could be like, hey, can you loan me $80,000 for a month just to show that it's been in my account, and then you can take it back out. No, they want you to have it in there for 12 months, for at least a year. There are countries that you have to have some type of Social Security income in order to get residency. They want some type of governmental source income in order for you to get residency, because they want to know that if we let you in here, we don't want to know what, we don't just care about whether you can take care of yourself for a year. We want to know if there's longevity in you coming here, if you can actually take care of yourself for long term. And a lot of the times, a lot of countries only see that with governmental payments, right? Like a retired veteran or SSI, something like that. And if you are in your 30s or 40s, you may not have that. You may not have that. But Mexico is still relatively easy to obtain your residency. So why not? Why we not doing it? Why we not doing it? I can tell you why we not doing it, because we're listening to people tell us that it's too difficult, or you can't do it, or maybe we don't know which way to go. Got you. Got you. Another thing that really, really, really kind of like pushed me to say, why don't just get it? Why? Go and get it. Mexico is one of the few countries that do not require you to stay in Mexico for a minimum amount of time. For instance, when you obtain your residency, say like Portugal, because Portugal is also one of the trending black expat locations. But Portugal, you have to be in the country 6 months out of the year. There's no allotted time that you need to be in Mexico. So if you aren't ready to settle in Mexico, that's fine. That should be a reason for you not to get your Mexican residency, because you don't have to settle right away. You can get your Mexican residency and the next day you can leave, and then 6 months you can come back, and then you can leave for a year, and then you can come back. That to me was like chef's kiss. I was like, oh yeah, because when you're first learning about travel, international travel, and living abroad, you don't always know what you like and what you don't like. And you don't want to get residency in a place where you thought you were going to like, and then it's like a month down the line you don't even like it, and now like you have an obligation to stay there, or you could be fined or lose your residency. You don't have to worry about that with Mexico. It truly is really a no fuss residency program, right? Another reason why I say, and I'm looking at my notes, I just feel like for black people, black women in particular, it's an insurance policy. How you got insurance, but you don't have insurance, right? I just think that with black people, it's not enough for us just to have life insurance. It's not enough for us to have medical insurance. We need insurances on our lives. Like, if the shit hit the fan, where you gonna go? Right? I don't want to be in that group of people, right? Potentially, right? And that group that if shit hit the fan in America, caca, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You need to get out to protect your family, to protect you, and you don't have nowhere to go. You don't have nowhere to go. Like, legally, you can't go nowhere, right? You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to just get out and, migrate to somewhere else, and you got to figure out how to migrate to that place, and you are not legally supposed to be there. Why are we adding more stress and heartache and things to our plate if we don't have to? I think, I say this from the bottom of my heart, and I don't say this from any type of judgmental place. Y'all know I am not judgmental at all. I think that in 2024 and this day and age, especially if you have kids, not having residency in another country is risky. It's risky because if today or tomorrow Mexico says things are happening around the world and we don't like it, so what we're going to do is we're going to protect ourselves and we're going to close the border. You can only have a temporary or a permanent residency in order to come here. What are you going to do? What you going to do? What you going to do? What you going to do? So I just really feel that having Mexican residency should be a part of your insurance package. It should not just be your medical and your dental and your life and your trust and anything else that you have wrapped into your insurance package. Residency in another country, and it don't have to be Mexico. It don't. But because Mexico is relatively easy, I think that it's important to go the easy route first. Have somewhere to go first. Have a backup plan first. And then when you have that backup plan, then you can venture out to other different countries. I was watching a video from Our Black Utopia, Rick and Halisi. I forget what the video is, the title of the video, but I'm going to do some research and I will do my best to link the video in the description below. But, well, actually, I'll link a video, but she says this a lot. She says that they got their Mexican residency first, even though Mexico really wasn't on their radar. But they wanted to make sure that they got something first, and then they obtained the residency of which they really wanted, which was Portugal. And I just think that that is such an amazing idea. And that is something that we should be emulating. Like, get on board now. Like, why are we not doing it now? Right? And I feel like it is also imperative that Black moms, especially single Black mothers, especially Black families, people who have children, if you're living in the United States and you do not have residency in another country, it is going to be very difficult for you and your family to get up and leave if you do not have that. You know what I'm saying? If you do not have that. And so don't wait until there is like a dire need and the masses are trying to get residency, because then the system is going to like boil over. And what do I mean by that? So while Mexico residency is relatively easy to get still, with inflation, with all the things that's going on, it is still relatively easy to get, right? However, let's just say shit hit the fan and people wake up all at once. The sheer volume of people trying to get Mexican residency is going to overwhelm the Mexican government, right? They already are still, living a little bit in the Stone Age when it comes to like documentation and doing things online, and they still are have a lot of archaic ways of doing business, and these ways buckle when just a few people are in line. So imagine you have thousands of people who wants to do this right now. Don't be the one that is waiting to the last minute to get this stuff taken care of when you can do it now. Okay? We don't want to wait until the last minute. All right, so another reason why I think every Black brown person should have Mexican residency is because of the proximity to the United States of America. Actually, I don't know who need to hear this, but Mexico is located in North America. And I say that just simply to say that it is close. It is close. It is like, if you want, and it depends on your why, right? It depends on why you want Mexican residency. For me, as a black mom, as a single black mother, I didn't like the things that were going on in the United States, period. It's only a matter of time before it touches me. And it did touch me, but touch me in a very traumatic way, in a possible deadly way. I just wasn't waiting around for that. You know what I'm saying? But it did. It touched my pockets. It touched my mental health. It touched my children. So it already had touched me. But I wasn't going to wait around for something so traumatic to happen that maybe I didn't get a chance to leave, right? You know what I'm saying? But for me as a single mother living in the United States, Mexican residency for me was it was a sure thing, for lack of a better word, because I can't think of the word. It was a necessity. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't something that I gave myself an option. I said, this is what I'm going to do, regardless of whether or not I find myself living there in the next year or two. I'm going to do it now, right? And I chose Mexico because if something happens, right, and we need to go, and you got residency in South Africa, because I hear a lot of people going to South Africa, but South Africa ain't easy, right? But they don't tell you that, right? To get residency in South Africa is not easy, and to get to South Africa from the United States is not easy. And so there are countries that are just not easy to get to. Also, side note, Africa is not easy to travel within Africa. It's not easy. They make it very difficult for you. Whereas Mexico, it's very easy to travel between different states within Mexico. And the difference, one could argue, is that in Africa, you probably are traveling to different countries, and then in Mexico, you're traveling in different states of Mexico. Got it. But it doesn't matter to me. It's difficult to get to Africa. It's not easy to get, it's not as easy to get to Mexico as it is to Portugal, depending on where you live. But in general, there are places within the worldwide that are more difficult to get to from the United States. And Mexico is not a difficult place to get to. And so as a mother, that was a must. Like, how easy is it for me to hop on a plane and get to Mexico and be good, right? I don't want to have to get on 5 different flights, and the potential during social unrest, the potential for my flights to get canceled or for it to get delayed, or it cost me more money, time. I didn't want that. For me, I take a flight to Miami and then a flight to Merida, and I'm there. And so it's about a 3.5 hour, day of travel. I don't want to be leaving when stuff hit the fan and I got a travel day of 24 hours. Maybe as a single woman, but as a woman with children, that's not what I'm trying to do. That's not what I'm trying to do. So yeah, okay, maybe Mexico is not your first choice. So what? Start here. Start here. Because what it also will do, it will help give you the experience that you need to be able to say, oh, I got residency here. I was able to get these documents and do this and do this and do this. Well, let me take those same things that I did that I already know that I need to do, and let me apply them here so that now I know what to expect. It's nothing wrong with going the easier route the first time, and then once you master that, you can say, now I'll go for South Africa or Portugal or Costa Rica or Panama, wherever you want to go. Then you can work on getting that residency, and I don't see anything wrong with that. I actually think that that's an ingenious idea and that everybody should do it. But everybody should start in Mexico, and we should start now, right now. Like, please do it now. Seriously. Alrighty. Mexico provides a soft and quick landing. Now, what do I mean by that? You can get to Mexico from the United States relatively quickly. Because Mexico is a service industry, right? They make a lot of their economy is based off of tourism, right? They have set it up to be easy. They set it up to welcome you in and say, this is what we can do. Come on in, spend your money. We're going to make sure you're good. And that's a place where you need to be. Like, why are we going and getting residencies in these most difficult places initially and then wonder why we are moving back to the United States because we chose a place that was just too difficult for the first time? Even if you've done that, like, don't beat yourself up about it. Don't get upset. Don't quit. Get your Mexican residency. Start over. There are 34 states in the country of Mexico. So I just want to put a bug in your ear that Merida is not the only place that you can go, right? Merida is not the only place that you can go. You can go to many different states within Mexico, okay? So Mexico really does provide that soft landing for you. And I would say it's also soft because while you do need to speak Spanish, you will find that there are certain establishments that are especially connected to like tourism, that there is at least one or two people who know how to speak English, and you could get around. And you can get around fine. You know what I'm saying? It will be challenging, but you can get around. You can find the things you need. You can eat. You can, you can get an Uber. You can get around if you needed to in Mexico, and that makes it a softer landing than a lot of other places. Alrighty. I think I said this before. They're like the flights, if they're not direct, you may have one layover or you may switch one plane. Like that's important. That's important, especially if you're coming at a time that things aren't so good back in the United States. That's important. I don't want to be getting on 4 or 5 different planes, not knowing what's going to happen. Not knowing what's going to happen. Safety. Let's talk about it because, I think still in 2024, one of the biggest and most widely or frequently asked questions is it safe? Is it safe? Is it safe? And yes, pumpkin pie. I love you too, honey. I'm doing my video. Would you like this water?
No.
Alrighty, I'll come in when I'm done, okay? Still in 2024, one of the most widely asked questions or frequently asked questions is it safe? Is it safe? Is it safe? Y'all, stop asking that question. Stop asking that question. No, I'm not going to tell you to stop asking that question. I asked the question that you want to ask. But just along with that question, I want you to be real and 100% honest with yourself and ask yourself, is where I am safe? Right? Is where I am safe? Is where I'm living at currently safe? And I just want to let you know, like, you can also feel physically safe in a place and not mentally safe or emotionally safe or spiritually safe. So being physically safe is one piece of the pie, right? I don't want anybody to feel physically safe somewhere, but emotionally, spiritually, mentally, they feel unsafe for whatever reason and stay there because physically they're safe. Like, there there are other components of safety that you should consider before you move to, or before you make a decision in that way. Like, if I really had to dissect how I felt in the United States, I would say this. I didn't feel physically safe. I didn't necessarily think that, like, I was in imminent danger. I more so felt like there was a possibility that I could be in the wrong place at the wrong time. And that felt scary because that could be anywhere at any time. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I hope I'm explaining that in the right way where you can kind of really get what I'm saying. But what was suffering the most for me within the United States wasn't my physical safety, it was my emotional safetiness, my spiritual safetiness, my psychological safety. Like, I felt unsafe in those areas far more than being physically unsafe. Just the constant pressures to do more, get more, do this, or the constant shame on black moms for being single black mothers, right? As if we did it ourselves, if we caused it. You know what I'm saying? Just the shame that society and that other, unfortunately, black women and black men and pretty much everybody, pretty much different people, place a lot of shame on black women for being single mothers. And so I felt more sick and unsafe due to those things, those pressures, than I'd ever felt physically unsafe. And so my safety here, I feel like not only am I physically safe, like, I don't feel like I'm going to lose my life due to a hate crime or due to police brutality or due to police hate. I don't feel like I'm going to lose my life in that way here. Like, I don't feel that at all. And I also don't feel mentally ill or unsafe. I don't feel spiritually. You know what I'm saying? The culture is just different, and there's not a lot of, at least I am not privy to it, of pressure for you to do the next thing, be the next big thing, look like the next big thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why there has been an increase in suicide within the black teen community, which brings me to my next point. Y'all, our children are in need. And I'm talking about our teenagers. Our teenagers are in need. They need our help. They need something different. Social media is killing them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know somebody gonna go on here and, well, you need to block this and do that and do that, and that's all good. Like, those are all good things that you could do to try to, like, curtail. But let's just be real. You know what I'm saying? The way that the United States works and the way that influencing world works is that you have everything at your fingertips, and our black and brown boys and girls are really having a hard time dealing with having so much access to everything and being able to see this person do that and this person do that, and then they are comparing when nobody really tells them that what you're seeing is 10 seconds of curated content, and that that person's life is not within those 10 seconds. You know what I'm saying? So I truly, truly urge every black and brown person, mother, father, that if you have the ability to do so, make that a priority. Make that a priority to obtain your Mexican residency like as soon as possible, because we need it and our children need it. And some, might say, "But you only have your twin girls there." Yes, I do have teenage sons. I have a 17-year-old son and I have a 14-year-old son. And with teenagers, to be quite honest, for me, I wasn't willing to just snatch them out, right? But I have a plan. Like, all is not lost. I didn't think that it was a good idea to just snatch them away and say, "This is what you're going to do. You're going to be with me. No ifs, ands, or buts about it." Da, 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 da. Now, I could have done that, right? But that's not what I wanted to do. I want to respect the fact that they have friends and they have routines and they are in school. I wanted to respect that. Argue with someone else. Okay? I wanted to respect that. But I feel like every single time that they visit me, every single time that I visit them, I show up as just a better version of myself, a better mother, a better Tony. And so they see through my example what this can do, how transformative it actually is. Because my sons had a different mother than my daughters. They did. When I had my sons, I was in a very toxic marriage, abusive marriage, in a very deep, dark place. So they didn't get the same mother. The Tony that I am now, my children are seeing the benefits of me following my dreams, living my dreams. And it is my hope that seeing me flourish in my own way, seeing me take life in my own hands and doing what I want to do, doing what I dream of doing what makes me happy, will in turn make them want to do what makes them happy. Happiness is contagious, y'all. Everybody wants a piece of the happiness, right? Everybody wants a piece of you when you're happy, because you give off good vibes. Your spirit is good. You're glowing. You're generally in a much better place. And children see that. They feed off of that. Just like they see and feed off of my negativity when I was in a deep, dark place, my depression, my anxiety, all of the stresses that I went through when I was trying to be a mother for them at a much younger age. They saw that. They fed off of that. They had to deal with that from their mom. And so they can see how I'm changing. They can see how I am improving. And so my hope is that they will follow. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but one day they will follow. Absolutely. And when they are ready, guess who will be here with open arms and resources to take them in so that they can have the most amazing and soft landing. That's a piece of generational wealth. That's some generational wealth that we don't talk about. We don't talk about it. We don't talk about it. We always think that generational wealth is moolah. And I will say it now, and I've said it before, and I'll probably say it more in the future. Generational wealth is letting your boys know that they can cry. Letting your boys know that it's okay to have emotions. It's okay to talk about it. It's okay to smile. It's okay to be happy. It's okay to enjoy yourself. Letting your girls know that it's okay to relax. It's okay to take a nap. It's okay if you don't want to have children. Like, it's okay, right? Whatever it is that you want to do that will make you happy, it's okay. Okay, now I done went off on a soapbox. Now, why y'all let me do that? Why y'all let me do that? Okay. I talked about the safety and about how that is partly propaganda, right? A lot of it is propaganda. A lot of the news articles, first of all, guys, the media is owned by the top 1% of the economy, of people who are in the 1%. Y'all know what I mean. We all know what I mean. Follow me, right? So if you are in the top 1% of earners, right, that means you are in a lot of control. That means that your money can pay for the media. That means you own the media. That means whatever you want the rest of the world to know, to hear, to see, to digest, to ingest, is what you can put out there. And so, who does it benefit when they start putting out videos of black people doing heist in downtown LA? Who does that benefit? You know? Or when they say, just remember that all media is owned by 1%ers, right? And they have a direct correlation to how much money they're going to get. And that is based on what they show you in the media. It always affects the pocket. So don't always believe what the media has to say. Do your own research. Talk to people. Don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to reach out. I will tell you that black women, black people in general, we are getting away from that, but we still struggle with it. We have a hard time asking one another for help, right? Don't be afraid to ask for help. Now, let me just make this clear, because I've heard, I gotta get close for this. I gotta get close. I've heard a lot of people say that everybody want to be charging money for information, this and this and this. Let me tell you something. How long does it take you to research things? How long does it take you to get the information you needed to acquire whatever it is you acquired, right? Remember this. If it was a white woman who had information that you wanted, that you needed, and that you didn't want to look for, and that you didn't want to, waste the time, not waste the time, but use the time to look for, to acquire, you would never question paying her. Never. You wouldn't say, why is that white woman charging for all that good information? What in the world? She should be giving us that for free. When it comes to black women, why do we feel like we should be giving things for free? No, absolutely not. And I just want to tell you this, guys, because I had to tell it to myself over and over again. I was the girl who was like, I was that girl. I was her. I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, everybody want to be selling stuff, until you start doing the work yourself, until you start looking up and writing down and planning and putting courses together and staying up until 3-4 o'clock in the morning, putting your things together. You giving that away for free? Why? Until you realize that you give away a lot of free information and it's not valued. People do not value free information, guys. They don't. They don't. I used to get a lot of free information and I let that fall. It wasn't until I spent money, good money, for information that I actually valued it. I took heed to it and I made the first steps, because I said, I ain't going to keep paying for this. I ain't going to keep paying for this. No. But when we get things for free, we're more likely to take it for granted than we are to actually take heed. Seriously. So stop expecting Black women to give you information for free, and know that if you don't invest in yourself, that's a problem. It's just not gonna come by. It ain't one of them things that just rolls by and you can be like, gotcha. No, you're gonna have to invest in yourself and keep investing in yourself, because I know it's not something that Black women tend to do. It's definitely not something that I did. It's a muscle that I have to work constantly. I still find it very hard to, and it has nothing to do with whether or not I got the money. It don't never had nothing to do with whether or not I got the money. It's a scarcity mindset that doesn't go away as soon as you move to Mexico. It's something that you have to work on over and over and over again. You know, live in abundance and you will have abundance. Live in scarcity and you will have scarcity. Seriously. So I've learned more and more and more that in order for me to get the things that I want, to go after my dreams, I have to invest in myself. So that's what I did. That is what I did with this Mexican residency. I absolutely paid for help finding a place for me to live. I use Cartes Ross at Move Abroad and Thrive. I tell you guys that all the time. I have no issues telling you that. So yeah, invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Okay, the last thing I'll say, and we gotta wrap this up. The last thing I'll say is this: 2024 election. 2024 election. What will happen? What will happen? What will happen if Trump wins? Or what will happen if he loses? Guys, it has been so many overt, I think that's the word. If not, let me know in the comments. There has been so many overt attempts and hate crimes and violence against Black people. He has incited this war on Black people. It's always been there, but now it's awakened. Now people feel comfortable with hate crimes and calling and hate speech and just they are attacking Black and brown people. So I urge you to please, because in 2024 we're going to be voting yet again for the lesser of two evils, which none of them have any interest in making the lives of African Americans better at all. Y'all, did y'all know that we are going back to slavery days? Like, that's where they're trying to push us to. They're getting rid of our history. They're getting rid of our literature. They're getting rid of our education. They're getting rid of our minority programs. They are getting rid of everything. They are coming for us. And I want you to feel this feeling I have in me and know that, let it come across the wavelengths of this YouTube video and touch you right here and shake you seriously. Like, let it do something. Jog you, like shake you, like do something, like wake up and do something. This is not like something to try to scare you or to try to instill fear in you. That's not why I'm here. I just want to understand, like, you can do something right now to help protect your future and the future of you and your family, period. Right? We don't know what's going to happen, so I urge you to act now. I urge you to act now. The last thing I'll say is that we are not the only ones that's having an election, right? You know, politics is worldwide. So we don't know what Mexico is going to do. We don't know one day if they say, oh, that's it, we're done. Or if they change the residency program, whereas, you know, I don't know. Anything could happen. So I wanted to take this opportunity to really tell you that this is something you should strongly consider. Strongly consider, right? So much so that I wrote an ebook called Obtaining Mexican Residency on a Tight Budget. And I want everybody who watches this video who is interested in obtaining their Mexican residency, even if you qualify through economic solvency, why take the harder route? Look at both options and see which one is best for you. I will tell you that I obtained my 4-year residency and it was seamless. And so, if you want to know how I did it, I will link the ebook, again, Obtaining Mexican Residency on a Tight Budget. I will link the ebook in the description below. And I'm going to tell y'all, I really put my heart into this ebook because I really want to get you guys' attention and I really want you to change your mindset and change the trajectory of your life and stop thinking that something is too hard or too far away or too vast for you to do it, because that's false, honey. That's false. That is what they have been telling us so that we don't try. And the worst thing you can do is to sit still and not try. That's not even how we was made. That ain't even our makeup. Like, that's not how we are. We're innovative. We're go-getters. We at least gonna try. So don't let this be anything different. So if you want to know how I obtain my Mexican residency on a tight budget, buy this ebook. Seriously, y'all, I shocked myself, honey. I did. I was like, oh, you did that. You did it, girl. You did a good job. Ooh, you did a good job, girl. You did a good. No, seriously, I really did a good job. I really wanted this to be an amazing product. I've been saying I'm gonna put out an ebook. I'm gonna put out an ebook. Well, I finally did it. So make sure that after you watch this video, go to the ebook and get it now. Okay? Like right now, and share this video seriously to any black, brown, woman, man, child who you feel like could benefit. And to be honest, we all can benefit from it, all of us. Now, I know really quickly, I know some people may be worried about like the economy and the peso is going down. Why are you letting it bother you? It ain't one. It ain't at one. Like, if it's not at one, you still get value from it, right? Right? If it's not at one, you still get, like, so I would not worry too much about the pesos versus the dollar, like the currency rate, okay? There are ways to get around certain things, not get around, but there are ways to decrease your cost in certain areas, right? And so don't worry about that. And like I said, even if you get your Mexican residency today, don't mean you have to come to move to Mexico today, but it's your insurance card. It's an insurance that we should all have. So please don't forget to get your insurance. Purchase this ebook. Find out the way to get your Mexican residency. It's a wealth of knowledge in there, and like I said, I wrote it with care and love because I truly do care. I really, 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 really do. All right, y'all, I'm going to get out of here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and turn on your notifications so that when I do another video, you will be notified. I'm also going to start trying to do some lives, maybe, I don't know, soon. We'll see. It'll probably be when my kids go visit their dad. But yes, go ahead and like the video. And don't forget to get the ebook. It really, really is good, especially if you are interested in getting Mexican residency. All right, guys. Peace.